the EFT tapping process. Our minds have the ability to change and adapt as a result of our experiences. Though the mental roots laid down early in our lives are often the most powerful, new experiences can cut through those roots and allow for new roots to grow. We can use EFT to change how our brains work on the cellular level. Research from Harvard University shows us that these changes occur when we work on our emotional state. Using fMRI and PET scans, researchers discovered that the stimulation of specific acupuncture points rapidly reduces limbic system arousal. Tapping and EFT in general focuses on helping us to get to grips with our emotions, thus enabling us to place new mental roots that help us to unlock our potential. In doing so, we can also destroy the old roots that keep us connected to limiting beliefs that hold us back. How do you use EFT? EFT involves tapping on the meridian energy points. The practice of tapping involves physically tapping various points on the body using fingertips. We can divide the general EFT tapping process into 5 simple steps. Thanks to Dr. Craig Weiner, my mentor and the founder of scienceoftapping.org. If you have several issues to contend with, you may repeat these steps as many times as needed to reduce the intensity of your negative feelings. The steps are as follows. Step number 1. Identify the issue you hope to target. For EFT to be effective, you must first locate and isolate the specific issues or fears that you hope to tackle. For example, you may have a fear of public speaking, or you have a self-confidence problem brought about by an issue at work. Make sure that this singular issue is the focal point when you're tapping. By focusing on a single desired outcome, you make EFT more effective. Step number 2. Test your initial intensity. With your focal point identified, you must spend some time rating the intensity of the feeling in relation to that identified issue. We do this by rating the intensity scale 0 to 10, with 0 being no intensity at all and 10 being the highest level of intensity that you can comprehend. To work out your rating, consider the amount of physical and emotional discomfort your focal issue causes you. By setting this benchmark, you have something to measure your results against. For example, let's say you start with an intensity level of 8. If you find that this intensity decreases to a 4 after one tapping session, you can conclude that you've accomplished a 50% improvement. Step number 3. Setting up before you tap. Before you begin tapping, establish a phrase that explains the specific issue you hope to overcome. In doing so, you can acknowledge the issue and the emotion that you feel around it, and you accept yourself regardless of the issue. The most common setup phrase is, even though I feel this emotion as I have this issue, I deeply and completely accept myself. You can say this 3 times while you are tapping on the side of the hand while reciting your setup phrase. Keep in mind that you can alter this phrase as you desire. However, the 2 core components of acknowledgement of a specific event with respect to how you feel about it and the acceptance must be present. This phrase must also address a challenge that you face. This means you can't focus on a problem that you believe somebody else is causing for you. Some examples of phrases that you can use are, even though I feel this emotion as I have this issue, I accept this problem and how I feel. Even though I feel this emotion as I have this issue, right here, right now, I'm safe. Even though I feel this emotion as I have this issue, I'm open to this process. Even though I feel this emotion as I have this issue, I'm ready to change the narrative. Even though I feel this emotion as I have this issue, I choose to be okay. Even though I feel this emotion as I have this issue, I'm willing to let this go. Even though I feel this emotion as I have this issue, I'm choosing to be calm about this. You decide what the emotion is related to the issue. Step 4. The EFT tapping sequence. Now we come to the actual act of tapping. You will do this methodically, covering all of the meridian points highlighted in this image. After we have completed the setup phrase and tapped on the side of the hand 3 rounds, we repeat the process by tapping on each of the following points in order. Start of the eyebrow, side of the eye, under the eye, under the nose, the chin point, which is directly under the lips, 1 inch under the collarbone, under the arm, top of the head. Why these points? These are the ends of 8 of the 12 main meridian lines found in the human body. Each of these meridians correspond to an internal organ, with tapping being intended to alter the energetic flow through these meridians. We stimulate the following meridians. Eyebrow is the bladder meridian. Side of the eye is the gallbladder meridian. Under the eye is our stomach meridian. Under the nose is called the governing vessel. Chin point is the central vessel. Collarbone point is our kidney meridian. Under the arm is the spleen meridian. And top of the head is another governing vessel. When tapping on each point, say a reminder phrase that focuses on the feeling or emotion that you have identified in the setup phrase. For example, if your setup phrase is, even though I feel worried about my upcoming presentation at the XYZ meeting, I accept myself as much as I can. Your reminder phrase should be based on the emotion you're feeling. Be as specific as you can. The simplest method is to tap on the meridian points 5 to 7 times while you state the reminder phrase. For example, eyebrow. All this worry I feel about this meeting. Side of the eye. All this worry I feel about this meeting. Under the eye. All this worry I feel about this meeting. Under the nose. All this worry I feel about this meeting. Chin point. All this worry I feel about this meeting. The collarbone. All this worry I feel about this meeting. Under the arm. All this worry I feel about this meeting. And finally, top of the head. All this worry I feel about this meeting. That's 1 round of tapping on all the meridian points. You can also change the statements as you go, as long as they are specific and related to the emotion as well as the specific event you began with. Feel free to use descriptors on why you're feeling worried by adding more context, such as, this worry I feel in my forehead about the meeting. All this worry I have. What if I make a mistake? All this worry I have. What will they think? All this worry I have. How am I going to perform? You get the point. Tap on each meridian point 5 to 7 times while you state the reminder phrases. Step 5. Test the final intensity. Upon completion of the tapping sequence, rate your intensity level on a scale of 0 to 10. Compare the results following the sequence to the intensity level you registered before you started. If you haven't reached 0, repeat the sequence, focusing on the same problem as before, until you reach as close to a 0 as possible. Tapping is a powerful process When you tap on certain points of your body, it sends a message to your brain telling it to relax. As your body relaxes, it allows any built-up emotions to be released. This can often be expressed through physical symptoms such as yawning, burping, or tears.
Come again.
These may seem like odd reactions, but they are actually completely normal. Yawning helps to release tension in the jaw and face, while burping can help to release trapped air and gas in the stomach. Tears are often seen as a sign of weakness, but they're actually a powerful way to let go of negative emotions. So if you find yourself yawning, burping, or crying during a tapping session, don't be alarmed. It just means that the tapping is working. In some cases, tapping can release more powerful emotions than you expected. In rare cases, you may experience a memory that was repressed or emotion surfacing up that can feel very overwhelming. If this happens, it's important to keep tapping in order to reduce the intensity of the emotion quickly. Even if you cannot state the words, simply tap on the meridian points, keep your eyes open, come back to a present moment by grounding yourself or focusing on your surroundings, and breathe until you feel calm. Your emotional safety is the key. Sometimes unconscious old memories can surface, which may need to be dealt with in a more advanced capacity. For those with specific traumas, it is advisable to utilize the service of an accredited practitioner.